The apostles woke our Lord. Our Lord stood up and said, "Be not afraid, for I am always with you," and put out his hands and told the rain to go back into the clouds and the wind to stop.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb.
What was the significance of this scene? Was it to illustrate that God could still turn back the catastrophe overshadowing the world if we would but turn to Him? Our Lady shortly afterwards gave the following messages.
I want Ursula to help you to make the people believe you. I am happy with the three of you. The hymn, "Peace is Flowing Like a River," was followed by the following messages from Our Lady. The world must behave. I want the world to believe me. I want the world to get my message. I want all of ye to tell the world. Ye have ways yourselves of telling the world. My message is peace and prayer, and no more fighting in the world. Then followed this vision, the Nativity. Tom saw part of this scene only.
There was 3 tribes of people going down 3 roads. There was about 50 people in each tribe. The leaders had a camel, and each tribe had a pet camel. They all met in the open and camped. The 3 leaders rose in the middle of the night and followed the bright star.
Tom's vision stopped there, but Barry's vision started where Tom's left off.
3 wise men were on foot, leading a pet camel, following the star which arrived at the stable. Mary was to the right of the stable, leaning over and looking into a wooden manger. I could not see into the manger. Joseph was to the left. There was a cow and donkey which were lying down. Shepherds were at the front with 2 lambs. At the back of the stable there were stalls.
Fill my house unto the fullness.
What was the significance of this scene? Would it possibly have been portraying peace, which was so much uppermost in Our Lady's message?
Or was it illustrating the importance of the family in a truly Christian life? Or again, was it an illustration of faith? It was faith which brought the 3 wise men across many lands to Bethlehem.
I give to you. Take my time unto the fullness. Find in me the trust you see. Take my hand, to you are preaching. All I have and all I do, I give to you.
Then a wonderful thing happened. Our Lady, the boys said, would make a movement to the people, and about 2 minutes later, to gasps of amazement, very many people saw the vision in varying degrees of intensity, from the statue turning towards the people on the road several times, to a vision of Our Lady herself. This revelation to the people lasted about 40 minutes, and hundreds of people were witness to it. 3 such people were Mrs. Helen Buckley, Orla Deavy and Mairead Coffey. At one stage the boys said that Our Lady held the infant Jesus in her arms. A number of people saw this. Our Lady was dressed in a dark robe, the only time thus dressed, and holding the infant Jesus in her left arm. With his mother, he looked down, smiling on the people in the grotto, and also to the people on the road, raising his two little arms up several times. Our Lady then said, "Ye must believe." Suddenly, one of the boys said, "She is coming down." By now the atmosphere in the grotto was electric. Our Blessed Lady continued, "I hope most of the people saw me." Gasps of astonishment again resounded around the grotto as many saw movement. "Be not afraid, I will not hurt you," she said. The boys' voices came across the public address. "She is walking down. She is near the little tree. Her hair is blowing in the wind. She is happy." At this stage, people were inclined to back away in fright. But Our Lady reassured them, "Be not afraid. I will not hurt you." After a pause, there were more gasps, as many people saw movement. Our Lady then said the following with pauses in between. The boys could see her as the full apparition of the Blessed Lady moving back and forth from time to time. "The world must behave," said several times during the night. "Be not afraid," as people were still apprehensive. "I hope you believe me. I want the people on the road to see me." "She is looking out towards the road," said the boys. "She is turning towards here. She is looking at the crowd." Again the people got uneasy, but Our Lady assured them once more, "Be not afraid, I will never hurt you. I want the people out on the road to see me. I want the people to come in and see me, because I will leave soon." However, there was no way the people could get in, because those inside did not want to leave to make room for those outside. There were thousands of people in and around the grotto. The stewards became very worried lest people might panic. However, the huge multitude remained extraordinarily well behaved. This was a very important night in one respect. Our Lady showed herself to the people to prove that she was present in the grotto. But she went one better than this. She told the boys beforehand that she was going to do so, and the boys announced this. It is estimated that several hundred people were witness to the apparitions in varying degrees. Thursday, the 22nd of August.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us all our trespasses. Yes, forgive us, Lord, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, free us from evil. Amen.
The creator of heaven and earth, and in Jesus
Both
Christ,
parents and boys arrived at the grotto shortly after 8 in the evening. Ursula joined them, and they went to their usual little seat, now railed off. The crowds were even bigger than the previous night. Cars lined both sides of the road all the way down to Cappoquin, a distance of about 3.5 miles. Shortly after some prayer, Our Lady appeared as usual. First the cloak of the statue blowing in the wind, with flowing golden hair. Then, as she spoke, the apparition became the very clear head and shoulders vision. A young tanned face with blue eyes, but this time wearing a veil. The first and only knight to appear thus. Turning towards the people on the road, Our Lady said, "Sorry," and turning back she said, "I want prayers." Always, when she requested prayers, the rosary would be recited. Then silence, giving Our Lady an opportunity to speak, which she invariably did. She asked for more prayers, and the hymn, "Peace is Flowing Like a River," and then said, "Ursula must guard you," meaning the boys. She repeated this again later. The world must improve, and the world must believe. If the world does not improve, the devil will take over the church. And again shortly afterwards, if the world does not improve, the devil will take over God's church in 10 years.
Then Satan appeared on Our Lady's left, laughing and jeering at her. She was weeping. Immediately Tom felt a needle-like pain in his ears, and Barry felt a sore lump in his throat.
The devil then appeared on Our Lady's left. He was laughing and jeering at Our Lady. His face looked like a long pointed nose, a pointed jaw, and boils on his face. He had stubs of horns, and he had bulging eyes, and he had bulging teeth. His claw-like hand, he held a 3-pronged fork, and his legs were like horse's legs, and he was a reddish-brown colour.
The vision lasted about 1 minute, when Tom said over the public address system that the devil had left and that Our Lady was happy again. This vision frightened Ursula and the boys, and disturbed many people who could not understand how Satan could appear with Our Lady. However, it should be remembered that Satan appeared at Lourdes also. Perhaps God in his wisdom allowed this vision in order to bring home to people that Satan does exist. It is worth noting that this was the only night that Our Lady appeared to the boys wearing a veil.
As this night drew to a close, Our Lady asked for more prayers, and the hymn, "Peace is Flowing Like a River." The boys said she was happy, and that she was praying to God, before finally announcing she had gone back into the statue.
Flowing out of you and me, spreading out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Let it flow through me, let it flow through me, let the mighty love of God flow out through me. Let it flow through me, let it flow through me, let the mighty love of God flow out through me. As I kneel before you, as I bow my head.
Friday, the 23rd of August. The boys, with their parents and Ursula, entered the grotto at about 8:30 p.m. Our Lady appeared, as usual, shortly after the children had settled on their seat. Huge crowds were present once again, all roads to the grotto being crammed with cars and people. Our Lady asked for many rosaries this night. She said, With your faith and